Today we're gonna work on writing algebraic expressions. And in order to do that, we're really going to be talking about three different things today. First of all, let's start with algebraic expression. An expression that contains at least one variable. You might say, well, what is a variable? A variable is a quantity represented by a letter that can take on different values. Basically, it's our unknown. We will eventually try to find it, but for right now, we use a letter to represent the unknown. Within our algebraic expression, there are different terms. A term is a part of an algebraic expression that can be a number, a variable, or a product of both. Now, we have to know what a variable is because we need it in order to write an algebraic expression. When we write an algebraic expression today, all of them are going to have two terms or two parts. Tomorrow, we're going to work with story problems, and then the day after that, when we're on day 3, we are going to have more than one term in our expression. So we are eventually gonna get down here where we're practicing and working on this. We today are going to learn how to use variables and words to write algebraic expressions. They're going to be given to us in two ways. Either it will be given to us with words, or it's just going to be given the operation and we have to put it into words. So basically, either it looks like this and we want an answer like this one, or it gives it to us like in B and it expects an answer like A. So really, the basis of this all today is making sure that you understand the words that you can use. So we're going to go to this slide, which is a great visual for us. And I want to start on what we're comfortable with. So in math, up until now, we really have been working with numerical expressions. So still expressions, still a problem. The only difference is they have only numbers. So let's look at addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the different ways that that could look. So if we start with addition, we have a problem like 37 plus 28. So this is given to us in an expression, and we have to write it in words. So some words that mean add, added to, plus, sum, and more than. Those are all ways that we could write using plus. So 28 added to 37, 37 plus 28, the sum of 37 and 28, and 28 more than 7. So just really quickly, there are a couple of things that I want to point out to you. I'm going to put a shape around this one, and I'm also going to put a shape around, actually, I want to kind of highlight it, and I want to make it thick. Sorry about that. And then I'm also going to do the same thing to down here. So you might be like, Mrs. Dunn, why are you doing that? Here's why. If you notice, here 37 comes first and 28 comes first. On 2 of these 4 examples, plus and sum, they stay in that order. But added to and more than are kind of what we call flip-flop words. I'm actually going to put this down here. And I want to point that out because it's going to change the order of the way your problem is written a little. And so I want you to make sure you're familiar with that. Let's look at subtraction. If I have 90 minus 12, I could write that using the word subtracted from, minus, difference, less than, and take away. So all of those are words that I think easily you would come up with as words being used. So I want to show you what that looks like in a problem like this, and then we'll apply it to algebra. So 12 subtracted from 90. Oh, another flip-flop word. Now, if you're like, what is she talking about? Pay attention to here, 90 comes first, and when it's written with the word subtracted, 90 doesn't come first, 12 does. 12 is being subtracted from 90. 90 came first, 12 is being taken away. 90 minus 12, that stays in the same order. The difference of 90 and 12 stays in the same order. 12 less than 90, that's a flip-flop word, less than. And if you think it through, 12 is less than 90. 90 is bigger, 90 has to come first. It came first in the problem. Take away 12 from 90. Take away is also a flip-flop word. If I'm taking 12 away from 90, 90 came first. All right, we've covered addition and subtraction. Let's take a look at multiplication and division. Here we have, well, this is kind of cool. This shows multiplication written in a lot of different ways. Now, we are used to using this x as our times. However, in algebra, x is a variable, and so we really don't want to write it this way. We want to learn to write it in a different way. So you could write it with a dot. You can write it with parentheses. The parentheses can either go around both numbers or around just one of them, okay? Or down below when we get to algebra, I'll show you one other way. But we're going to shy away from this, using the 8x48. Okay, we only want to use x when it's a variable. But when we're talking multiplication, the words we can use are times, multiplied by, product of, and groups of. So let's see. 8 times 48, that stayed in the same order. 48 multiplied by 8, that is flip-flopped. So multiplied by is a flip-flop word. That one's a little tricky. I wouldn't have guessed that. The other ones that look like stay in the same order, the product of 8 and 48, 8 groups of 48. Those both stay in the same order it was listed, where 8 comes first and 48 comes second. So we don't need to really highlight any of those. Last one, division. Now here it shows division being written as two different ways. One using the division symbol. The other is a fraction. Fraction bar really means divide, so either one of these mean division when you see it. All right, two ways we can write division. 327 divided by 3, the quotient of 327 divided and 3. Now, here's the thing. Division has the lowest amount. It only has 2 words, and both of them stay in regular order. There are no flip-flop words. So division is probably going to be the easiest for you out of all of them, because the other ones have multiple ways it can be written, and also lots of flip-flop words, so we have to be careful. Now, you might be like, okay, great. Now let's go ahead and look at algebra. Okay, so when we're working with algebra, we still want to pay attention to added to, more than, subtracted from, less than, take away, and multiplied by, because those are flip-flop words, so those are going to be the hardest ones. We have to be ready for those. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to take the algebraic expression that it gave us, and we're going to write it in words. Okay, so here they have x plus 28, and if needed, I would look up at my other example to help me. Okay, x plus 28, added to was a flip-flop word, so I'm going to change my font really quickly, sorry. So it's going to be 28 is added to x. So if you look, we do have our variable x, and we have 2 terms here. X and 28 are our operations. Okay. Plus, we're going to say x plus 28 the sum of x and 28. This one, 28 more than x. That was a flip-flop word, remember? All right, as we go to the next ones. All right, looking at subtraction, we have k minus 12. So we're going to start with subtracted from, and subtracted from is actually a flip-flop word. So we're going to say 12 subtracted from k. This is k minus 12, which is how I said it when I first pronounced it. The difference of k and 12. I'm going to shrink that one too. This one is a flip-flop word, less than. It's going to be 12 less than k. K came first, it's bigger. Now it's harder to tell that we don't know that it's bigger because we don't actually know its value. Okay, then we're going to take away, this is also a flip-flop word, take away 12 from k. All right, let's look at multiplication. Remember, this one only has one flip-flop word. We're going to do 8 times w, because that's what our algebraic expression shows us. We're going to do multiplied by as a flip-flop word, so we're going to do w. Oops. W multiplied by 8. The product of, and that just stays in the order it was given, 8 and w. Oops. And then lastly, we're going to have 8 groups of w. Okay, one thing I want to point out with you with multiplication is right here. We can also, when we multiply, we can, instead of saying 8 times w, we can just say 8w, okay? Multiplication is the same as a repeated addition. If I have 8 times w, that's w plus 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 w, which means I have 8 of them. So we can write it as just 8w. Know that anytime you see it side by side like that, the operation they're doing is multiplication. All right, let's work on division. We have n divided by 3. N divided by 3. And then lastly, the quotient of, and that stays in the same order as well, n and 3. Now that we're familiar with the words, we can take that a step further, and now we can practice. So let's do that. Here, it says we're going to use variables and words to write the algebraic expressions. This first one actually is giving us, the first one is giving us words, and we have to tell what the algebraic expression is. We're going to subtract 6 from 5w. So we here are writing the algebraic expression, and if 6 is being taken away from 5w, that means 5w comes first, and I'm going to subtract 6. If needed, I could come back here and look for the subtracted from and find that. Okay, that was pretty good. Okay, slide 2, let's go to part B. This time it gave us the algebraic expression. We have to write it in words. Now this one is plus, so we get to pick what we want that to look like. You have several choices. You get to pick. Okay, I just want to do plus. Sometimes it'll tell you specifically what words to use. J plus 16. There you have it. Remember, as you're working, be really comfortable with going from an algebraic expression to words and from words to algebraic expression. This chart is so helpful. Be sure to use it.